I finally arrived at the bridge program, and within a few hours, I was already asking myself, did I make a mistake coming here? I was exhausted. I was starving. I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing. And then I found out what we were having for lunch. A few pieces of fruit. Yeah, this was going to be interesting. After traveling from Abuja to Lagos the previous night and getting home around 2 a.m., I woke up the next morning, had a very small breakfast, hoping to get more at camp, and then I headed to camp. I eventually arrived at camp at around 3 p.m. and honestly, I was excited. This was it. After getting accepted last year and deferring my participation, I was finally here. Someone immediately approached me and helped me find my room and helped me carry my bag, which I really appreciated because I had absolutely no idea where I was going. I'd never actually stayed in a boarding school before. So this whole environment was completely new to me. I freshened up, got my details registered, and then I was kind of just standing there thinking, okay, what do I do now? Nobody had really told me what came next. But there was one thing I knew for sure. I was hungry. So I asked about lunch. They said it will be here soon. Okay, so I waited. 4 p.m. came, no food. 5 p.m. came, still no food. At this point, I was starting to question every decision that had brought me to Lagos. Then around 6 p.m., lunch finally arrived. And this was lunch. A small slice of pineapple, some apple, and watermelon. Now, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against fruits, but I had barely eaten since the previous day. I was expecting a meal. I tried to order something else, but the network at camp was terrible. So I just had to manage. Somewhere in all this chaos though, I started meeting people. I ran into Tahir, an NHF scholar, and coincidentally, a fellow Mechatronics Engineering student from my university. It was honestly nice seeing a familiar face. I also met Bilyamin, who had traveled all the way from Kano by road, and apparently his journey took about 2 days. At this point, I was just grateful I had flown. Dinner eventually came later that evening, which was honestly a relief. I was still hungry, but at least I had something substantial. And then we started our first activities. I was honestly not very energetic. Hunger plus exhaustion is not exactly the best combination for learning. But one of our first activities was actually really fun. We had to build the tallest tower as a team, and immediately it reminded me of my experience at the NHEF. It was one of those activities that looks simple until you actually have to work with other people to make it happen. Eventually, I found my house Sunflower, and met more people. And although they too had been rough, I keep telling myself it's just another experience. I didn't come here expecting everything to be perfect. I came here to learn, and I had no idea that over the next few days, my opinion of this place was going to change quite a lot because day 2 was basically me just surviving. Day 3 is when I started understanding what this place was actually about.